All right. We are live again. I believe we have some early viewers showed up. And that, let me see what we got here. So, so yes, we've gotten through, like the title says, we've gotten through the first holiday, Thanksgiving, and we only have Christmas and New Year's to live through and see what happens. Of course, Election Day was another bizarre day. All right, Rod's Vintage Guns and Gab. I went to a gun show yesterday for something to do, and I was an hour away. Got down there, and this one was a lot better than the one that was local. There were more dealers and more guns, and I'm not quite sure if the guy was putting his stuff on display or was selling it, but it was pretty strange. He had like 5 tables, he had a whole island, and all it was, Rod, was double barreled shotguns. I mean, a lot of them. I'd say 80. Okay. Uh, and they were all old. There's some with the side lever brakes and that. I don't know. Nobody was really looking at him, so I don't know if it was just there for show and he had the tools and that. And I was thinking of you the whole time. I was wondering if they're going to have to carry Rod out, carry him out and give him oxygen after seeing that. I mean, there was a lot of neat old guns, and he had reloading tools, accessories. So it may have been a collection. I think I've seen him at the Antique Militaria show also. He sets up with his stuff. Um, you know, so yes, it was pretty cool, man. It was. You would have enjoyed it. You probably would have been there for hours talking to the guy about what's there. And there was a lot of old vintage stuff. I mean, from the 1800s and stuff. And well, there was security, and where it was, it's a long run to the door. But no, it was a pretty nice display of very old shotguns. And yes, Damascus guns were there. But other than that, there were a lot of people at this show wandering around, but it looks like gun shows are going to come to an end because I can find things online, have them delivered to my transfer dealer for way less than what these people are selling it for. But you got to remember, too, a smaller dealer only has, you know, so many guns he can stock, and they have to mark it up. You know, the people I'm buying from online got a shelf with 20 of the damn things there, so they can cut prices down to nothing. But yeah, it was pretty odd. Not seeing a lot of stuff going, but there was a lot more mill surplus at this gun show. A lot more. There's several dealers there I remember, and I got to do a video talking about the prices and what was going on there. Mac 1014 military. You mean a Mac 10? Not quite sure what you're. Anyone? What are you selling one? You know, looking for one. Still have Bonanza, Ponderosa. Oh, and you live, so there, you know, you made out. That's another thing. I'm thinking I got guns I ain't fired in I don't know how many years. It's starting to get um, I don't think they got to try real hard. It looks like they're going to just fold up on their own. There really wasn't a lot of people buying. And with Black Friday sales, and like I said, with the Black Friday sales, um, it's you're not going to sell none. And the people, what they were buying in there, they're buying stuff that wasn't over 150 bucks. You know, in the gun department, there was a few people that did buy some. Nope, I'm not. I'm about done with shotguns. I decided I'm going to move on to something else. Okay, I've got my experience with them, and actually, I've seen some of my friends out firing them with the drums and having a good time on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I'm going to move on from the shotguns. The double barrel shotgun was the last one. Uh, even at 75, 80 cents around, just going through and testing them uh, is a, a pain. Really, I don't know. You'd have to look that specific model up and see if somebody had a YouTube video. And a lot of these videos, they're not gonna badmouth the gun if they're getting sponsored. Uh, back 10. I don't know. There's probably is video now. Some of these things are getting out of that $200 price range. In that some of these guns are a little bit more well made, and there is people doing it. But you know, I ain't all knowing and seeing. If it's something you're interested, I'm pretty sure you can find some info on it out there. Yeah, Bonanza, Ponderosa, all of them cafeteria style steakhouses. Like I said, I was looking and there were tags just with a description. There were no price tags. There was no price on a few that I looked at. So that may be his collection on display. All right. Because I was wondering, I said, what's he getting for these? And I'm like, here we go. But I looked at a couple of the tags and it gave a brief description of what the gun was. And there was an inventory number, but no tag, no price. So I'm thinking it may have been this guy's collection. I've seen him at mostly the military antique shows or something. So he must live close by where that show was. Yeah, Garands, I was looking are 2 grand for decent ones. They had the military stamps on them. I don't know if they're just from the DCM or whatever. They looked original, but the ones that look like they haven't been re-arsenaled or something, it's hard to tell. We're 3,000, but he had some nice ones. You're looking at $2,000 for you know M1 Garand, and there weren't any bargain prices on anything. Uh, if they ain't into it, the dealers don't bring it. 120% markup. Oh, that's nice. Morning, Joe. Yeah, I mean, that's what people are into. Um, but I found that the antique stuff usually gets me about 400 views globally. That's worldwide. I do a video on a $100 shotgun, and I get 8,000 views in like a month, you know. And it's all the algorithm. See, the bad thing about it is if you're not getting the views, they don't shove your videos up front. You know, that's the thing. Oh yeah, Pirate X BP. Try not to push the envelope, huh? Yeah, we all are. It was 14 where I am, and I live a lot farther south than you do. Uh, I got if you didn't see the video, I mean, that thing went viral. I got the side by side shotgun, that little coach gun, the Stoger coach gun. I got it for $239 out the door. I mean, that's all I pay. Of course, I had my military discount. I had another discount that the way I ordered it, they gave it to me in a gift card, so that was thrown on top. So I knocked it down less than the advertised price. And when I was leaving, I seen a guy. If you watch the video, I seen this guy looking at one of them Rock Island 22 autos or something for $89, and I had to say, you know, I had to order one online, come up $96 on your Snyder. See, I don't know. I mean, over a period of years, yeah, but not instantly like this. High 30. All right. Okay. 7 days snow. Well, it's snowing somewhere up north. I might have to go out this week. 90 grains of Pyrodex. All right. Use that as a reference point when you go out with your degrees and foothills of, yeah. Yeah, the gun shows, they don't look good. I can find decent deals on a lot of guns just sitting here at the house and ordering them than going to the gun show. Well, then your channel is, you know, you got a audience that'll look at it. I kind of don't. I guess that's because I spread out over a lot of other things. But generally, I don't get a lot of views on any of the antique guns that I do. I didn't get 1,000 or so in a week. I didn't get that. Never. South Wisconsin. You know, the only thing you're talking about is condensation. You know, when you come back in when it's warm, it's going to get condensation. So yeah, wiping it down would be good. RTI. So I don't really like going RTI. Royal Tiger. All right, let's see. Website. Oh, now we got to do this. How old are you? Crap. All right, let's see what we got here. You got antiques, CNR, hand select firearms. Oh, you got hand select. Ammo, parts kits, shop all. I don't see any new guns. I knew they sold some. You get down to their. Oh, that was a mistake. Let me get down to their. Oh, shit. All right. World War II. CNR weapons, antiques, bayonets. My account. Don't see it. Don't see it. Don't know what it was. I don't know. It depends where you buy them from. Okay. You know, they should come in individual packages somewhere, someplace. Oh, I'm glad. The guest vid, you find GD for views. I don't understand. You find GDs for views. Firearms. Well, that's sometimes. Sometimes, and it depends on the gun. Yes, like I bought one of those pistols at a Sportsman's Warehouse because ordering it online would be more expensive. You have to figure that out. Of course, a lot of the things that I like when I went to the gun show, there wasn't one single Turkish pistol there. A couple shotguns were there, and they were like the pumps. They were asking $240 or something. They were asking full retail price for them. And I think there was a Panzer Arms or something. I didn't even get over and look at the price tag. It depends on the gun. Okay, I found deals at a local shop better than what was online. And right now, everything is really weird and in flux. Yeah, I really never checked on that. Let's look. The lives are averaging about 250, and no, when you and the other fellows are on. It's all the same. People liked it because there's a little bit more variety, but you know, like now we got 25. I mean, when I did the lives years ago, before I got shut down for saying something, we used to get 80 people. A lot of people basically were asking questions, which kind of became very annoying and wearing on my nerves because all they want is free information. You know, go look at the fuck up yourself. Don't buy anything more from Royal Tiger. Yeah, that's a good thing. 4 percussion caps. Would be one of the stores, any department or sporting goods store. And I don't look for them because I bought a few thousand of them years ago and I still have them. So I don't go in the store even in that black powder area, but that's where you go to look for them. Yeah, the K31s, I'm surprised they're still bringing them damn things in after all these years, but they're still coming in, trickling in here and there, and the prices have gone down because those are probably used by people. That one guy was selling a bunch of them where you can see they were walking in the snow with it. The stock, lower end of the stock, is all monkeyed up. So, it depends on that. Gold and silver for now. Well, who knows? That ain't exactly a stable environment either. Been bouncing around back and forth along with the stock market. Nobody knows. TX3. Yeah, Tokoro TX3. Yeah, it's a good gun. I mean, as a base gun, if you want to add on, I mean, I'm got a video in the pipeline where I put the sights on it and the Titan. Put that peep sight on there. It's a peep sight and it's also a rail, and it just screws down on there. You put it, just touch a Loctite on there, screw it in, you should be fine. Because the way them sights stand up high, you can see where you have to have that rear sight to line it up right. Because what I'm doing is lining the receiver to the base of that sight to get it up to where, and then I hit with it. So some accessories are good. My buddy, he got the 2-round extension for the Titan, the magazine extension. It's good. Sure. Yeah, don't even think about brands. It's kind of like whatever you can get from a company is the best in that size. Yeah, CCI's tough. It's abbreviated. I know, but sometimes my brain don't work that fast. Okay, good morning. Toro's pump action shotgun. All right, let me see. Let me see. Shotguns. Okay, I guess you got to look it up somewhere. Toros pump action, $199. Never heard of that brand, but I can tell already they're looking like some of these others. Okay, the things with the shotguns is they're all similar. It's like the two pistols I got, the DY9 and the G2 from G-Force, GX2, whatever. They're very, very similar, even though they got different company names and one you can change the grips, one you don't, but they're awful close to being almost the same gun. And same with these shotguns. They make them and they make them slightly different and put somebody else's name or something on there, and I don't know. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know they sell some new firearms. I forget, they used to sell AR-15s or something. You have to excuse me, my throat's dry. Or didn't they? I forget what company made those AK-47s years ago. I think they took it over, um, or something. I do know that they did sell modern guns every now and again, or something like that. Yeah. All right, I had to find it. I couldn't find it because I was getting all the antique stuff first. Okay, again, that is a local law. I have no idea what it is where you live. There he is. It's the gun geek. All right, there's an answer there. Used to be, yeah, IO, and those were Castronian grenades. A 2020 Mossberg. Not quite sure what the 2020 model is, or Mossberg. Oh, okay, year 500, Mossberg 500. Yeah, Mossberg 500s are, you know, not a bad thing. Okay, I mean they're good. I think they had the Maverick with the long barrel, 20-inch barrel, and extended tube. I think that was $199 down there. If they had more than one or two in a friggin' place for that doorbuster sale, and that would have been a good deal. $200 on you. Usually it's about a $300 gun when you get your hands on it. Or depending who you bought it from. Now I come home Friday with that little coach gun, it's Stoger coach gun, and we're at the gun show. And I explained to my wife what I did and how I got it, because she didn't go with me. She goes, "You're on your own. It's too cold to go outside." So I went, and we went to the gun show, and there's these people and one dealer. I mean, he had a whole back wall all full of these guns. I bet they're all used. He owns a gun store, the older gentleman. So all these guns are lined up, and my wife goes, "Look, look, look!" I said, "What?" She goes, "There's that gun." And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "What are they asking for it?" And I doubt it's new. Okay, maybe he has some new stuff in the boxes or under the table. I don't know. But I went, she goes, "Where's the price?" And it's laying on top of the barrel. So I had to pick it up. And on the top of the stock, there's a price tag. And it's $440, $450. $450 is what they were asking. I said, "Yep, still selling them." I see why people don't go to the gun shows. Yeah, I did one. I looked at it. I showed the bottom part of the barrel, but you're interested in what's under the stock, like disassembling it. I don't know. I got to see if something tells me it's going to be one of them deals where I'm going to need a. But I have them from the other shotguns. I mean, you need a long Allen wrench to unscrew the bolt because that stock is hollow. Um, it looks just like a standard, you know, like the bicalls. You got your pin and your wedge and stuff, and you get your fingers locked in there that, you know, cock the mechanism. It looks pretty standard. I could do it. Let me see what goes on. Maybe I'll take it apart, call it the Gun Geek Special. Yeah, I can do that because it is going to be cold. I don't like going out in the cold. Here at Guns, call your local law. Shells Anderson's, yeah. Yeah, you're getting a lot of that. You know, you're getting a lot of that stuff. People buy these guns during the panic, or was it God Guns and Law or something? That he has that channel. He always goes to the one gun shop, and he says that the number one return gun is Glocks because people don't understand it, don't have a manual safety. But yet, all the modern day defense experts, pistoleros, and that say that the Glock is the only weapon to have, that a manual safety, you know, people forget and fumble with it, and it costs them their lives during the scenario drill and whatever. I have no idea. Okay, so, uh, but yes, people will do that. They'll bring it back. All right, awesome. Illinois changed their laws. Yeah, but how a stolen gun or a gun used in a crime gets on some sort of national registry is it has to be reported to begin with. That's why you got to watch out who the hell you buy guns from. All right, you got your Thompson Contender sold on consignment. Okay, Glocks. Well, you know, mastering that Nagant revolver ain't exactly the most pleasant gun to shoot, but I did. And Glocks, there's so many of them out there and so many clones, and everything's copied so much. You know, it's a pistol. I've had several of them over the years, and I picked them up on trades and shot them and all that other stuff, and you know, and even some of the ones I like that Stoger pistol is nothing but a Glock clone, but I love that gun, you know. Yeah, those are the police trade-ins. They're probably 40 millimeters too, aren't they? People don't, or not 40 millimeters, 40 Smith and Wesson. Keep getting it confused with the 10 millimeter, which was the big thing. But the 40 Smith and Wesson Glocks, yeah, my buddy bought one, and they bring them in a pile. Nobody wants them no more. I don't like the Beretta 92 or 94 or whatever it is. The 51 I like. The small ones I do, but I don't like the Beretta. It don't fit in my hand. All right. G store after the sale. Well, you might be taking a loan out. I've seen them. They look nice. I don't know how they compare to the ones from the 70s and 80s. There was a friend of my father's that he even had a case in his den for these guns, and his wife was complaining that you spent $300 to have a custom made case with glass and that to put his guns in. He goes, these guns I got, you know, he goes, I got so many thousands of dollars worth of guns, I ain't gonna just lay them on a shelf. So, yeah. Well, you know, you're talking about 80% of the pistols made nowadays. They even make revolvers with a polymer frame. I would never buy one of those at all. But yeah, because it makes them inexpensive. That's why they have increased. And it all comes down to money. Okay. The gun shows, everything. And the videos I make, when I talk about buying something for less money than normal, I get thousands of views. Yeah, I mean those guns were popular. You find them all the time, and uh, high points. You know, some places say they're the best sellers. You know, yeah, the zinc alloy that'll melt. You know, but people do buy them, regardless what you think of them. There you go. We got a high point fan here. Yeah, it's like my friend said. He picks them up used for well under $100, and he goes, "You can say anything you want about them. They go off. You know, you pull the trigger, they shoot. They put a bullet where you kind of point." So he goes, "You know, yeah, the 84s, but they've been saying they're getting some beat up. I got the single stack. I got the Turkish clone of the 84 BB, and it shoots pretty good for me. You know, I don't know if I'd take the risk to try to get a used one that's scratched up and that. Yeah, I might take a risk for the weekend's over and buy some more stuff. I'm be overextended as shit, but you know, gotta move when you can. That's true. Plastic guns don't impress some people. Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people are saying very good condition, or they're saying excellent, and they're actually in good or worse condition. So that's why they're kind of swimming in them guns. For a new pipe. Well, that the Smith and Wessons. I got some I bought back in the '80s. They're like in mint condition. I think my '86. Yeah, that's what it was. '86, 680s. Yeah. The blued gun. The same gun is I can get it from Smith and Wesson how it is compared to that older gun, which was hand fitted. But they're, used. You're looking at $800, and new ones are 12, 13. You know, for any Smiths or any of them. Shunning plastic guns. I don't mind plastic guns, wooden guns, metal guns. You know, it don't matter to me. They all work. But I did hear when FN brought out that whole line of pistols, some guys are out in Arizona or something, or somewhere out in the desert states. And when they were shooting at the range, they laid the gun down. And when the guy went to pick it up, the grip was soft and pretty pliable, for a gun it cost $700-800 or something. I said, yep. I mean, that's what I mean. They shoot well. They're not going to last. The one thing I do know is they do not last, because I know a guy got rooked into buying some shot out law enforcement trade-ins. They must have been training guns that just sat in a range, and he would cycle the people through. But what you do is you take your Glock and you press down on top of the barrel, and it's not really supposed to go down. This one is the first time I ever seen it. He was showing me the gun. I went and looked at it, pressed down. I mean, it dropped. I said, it ain't supposed to do that. And then, I said, yeah, whatever. And he said, it's good when I shoot it. It's good, windage wise, but up and down, it's shooting everywhere. And I said, okay, yeah. No, they won't. Some guns you will not see go on sale. Well, because, the SIG, it's a machine gun, it's metal, it's got a full rail, it's machined very well. Yes, it's gonna see the Glock's selling point was it's a simple gun. You don't need anybody with any intelligence or training to handle it safely. It's simple. Finger on the trigger, safety off, finger off the trigger, safety on. And I think one of the selling points was, which is kind of dumb, that you could wash, in case of a nuclear war, you can easily wash the residual radiation or something from the frame. Of course, the metal part may be radioactive for the next 1,000 years, but it was a selling point that he was trying to get across. But yeah, that's the difference. One's a precision instrument, and the other one's, you know, something that kind of to cost efficient and go down in between, down on towards the lower end. Our pistols are rough, yeah. Can't have no Glocks, huh? Yeah, they had them on sale. That's the old model. I wanted to do a video on a new souped up one with the threaded barrel, the grip safety, and the yeet cannon in big letters and all that. And it's cut for, an optic mount. But they want well over 200 for them. So I never quite did uh, get one to test or throw into the ring, shall we say. Yeah. Walnut forever. Okay. Yeah, they don't dissolve. Oh, I know. That's the way you are. It ain't made out of machine steel. You don't want it. That was another good gun. My friends owned several of them. But yeah, walnut on iron. Also PSA dagger. I have several polymer frame guns that actually I carry one. Uh, they're not bad if you take care of them. Okay, and they work, and I can hit what I shoot at. So, but then again, that little Roscoe revolver, I like that too. I can shoot that fairly well. But let's see. Okay, almost about an hour. But like I said, Christmas is coming, so that's another thing. You got the Black Friday sales, but with the holidays coming, people still are strapped for cash. And when I was walking around the show, it's like my wife would see something and point at it at this one table, and this guy would just jump up from his chair. Oh, do you want to see it? I said, no, we're just looking. And what it is nobody was stopping and looking at the stuff. Okay. And there was another table that it was a pretty good sized dealer. And the guy, if you want to pick the guns up, you can pick them up. They're all tied down and lashed down on a string. But he goes, no, please pick them up. If you want me to come disconnect one, you can take a better look at it, tell me, and all this other stuff. And there weren't a lot of people buying. There were some people buying a few things, but you're going to find it's somebody, looking for a specific gun. And there were, like I said, none of the discount guns I've been buying are there. None of the low end stuff was all high end Glock, SIGs, all that other things like that you really don't see go on sale. Or if you do, you have to go to another place to get it. Yeah, that revolver's not bad. It's just like and then again you get the comments. Well, for a few dollars more, and I found where I can get the Taurus guns on some of these online places for about the same price as that. Okay, under 300. Because generally, like when you go to the gun show, any of the Taurus revolvers, and I mean they got all different types, but generally just the basic 38s, and they're all 6 shots, strong, a little bit bigger frame, and people seem to like that. They go for about 3.5 to 4, somewhere in between there, depending on what you're looking at and getting. And now you mentioned Charter Arms. Way back in the 70s, a friend of mine bought a Charter Arms Bulldog in 44 Special, and I think it had maybe like a 3-inch barrel on it. And they let me shoot it, and I mean, it hurt your hand. You couldn't empty the cylinder. It was light, it wasn't expensive at the time, and when you fired it, man, that was. And the only other time I heard about a Charter Arms is an individual who was posting something there. His uncle bought one used from a woman, and when he went to shoot it, there was something, a factory burr or something was screwed up. The lady bought it, loaded it, kept it in a nightstand for years, and then sold it to him. He figured out what it was, cleaned, kind of took the gun apart, cleaned it with a file, and got working again. But quality control in that wasn't that good. I have been looking at them because they do have several models, and I was trying to get one. And what's that new caliber? 370 something or whatever. They had the 32 and H&R mag, but they made a little bit bigger 32, bigger, more powerful, whatever. I was thinking of trying to get a Charter Arms in one of them because it'd be a little bit on the leaner side price rise. Vortex. Yeah, Vortexes are good scope. I think those were the ones they had for sale and thing there. But yeah, Charter Arms. All right, Navy vet, take it easy, buddy. Gun Geek has a new record label. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I believe my friend gets bored uh, and has nothing better to do than come up with some stuff. Yep, 327 Federal Magnum. And that actually, you can get the new ammo. That's when I was trying to figure out about the ammo because 32 H&R mag is hard to find. You can get 327 Fed ammo on AmmoSeek for a little under a dollar, like 80 cents a round. But if you look for 32 H&R Magnum, it's well over a dollar something a round. Now, granted, Starline does make both cases. So actually, I was thinking of getting a box of the 32 H&R mag to form a couple obsolete handgun cartridges with. And now they got this other one. So I don't know. And you don't find the guns either. Uh, if you do, they may have one in a gun shop, or you have to order it. Uh, I kind of don't get it. Out of Damascus, there you go. Seen a few videos on a .21. Kind of don't know what you're talking about. 21. It's just the Russian. If you look, 10,000 smaller. I think that's the AK-74 is. But 21, don't know much about it. That I don't know. That's a question directed from the fellows from the north. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, a gun like that, going back to 32, I have some of the old ones I fire, and they're easier to handle, than a 38, of course. Um, but I think that's lost to time because really you could get a 22 caliber revolver. It might not perform the same way, but the ammo's cheaper, and at a close range, it'd probably kill just as good as one of them. And at 32, see, people kind of, I guess, don't understand it. I think somebody was asking me if I could find them a used revolver because something about their arthritis and they couldn't hang on to a 38 anymore or something. But yeah, you don't even find the ammo in it. It's all expensive and out of the way. Oh yeah, did you ever get your shotgun, or is that still in limbo somewhere? Uh, whatever's going on. I remember you saying you ordered that second shotgun, and it had the postal strike, uh, and now you couldn't get your shotgun. But yeah, we'll see. Hmm. Speedmaster was a good gun if you can find them. And I did see the nylon 66 guy because that's now a Colt gun. And he had a whole rack of nylon 66s, bolt actions, clip fed, tube fed. And they were 4 to 600. Some of them were five, about $400 what he wanted for and I mean he had 20 of them in a rack, you know. So that's the new Colt icon is to get a nylon 66. Oh, there's an answer to the question. All right, so JT, whoever that is. I haven't kept up with all of that fun stuff. Yep. So yeah, like they said, someone said they're going to try to outlaw gun shows. They just might go away on their own. I don't think they got to pass any kind of a law. Just when you go there, and it was kind of unusual. There was two of them close by. Okay, I mean, if I went down the same highway, if I went a little bit further, there would have been another gun show with another excuse me, another promoter. But um, I went to one last week that the other promoter ran, and you really don't get a lot of vendors. See, if the promoter goes and aggravates the vendors or whatever is going on, ever since the plague bans, when we couldn't go out and they shut everything down, which included gun shows or any type of public meeting, a lot of these uh, promoters, um, changed the way they did business. I remember one fellow I know is a dealer goes there. He says what he did is because they were shut down for over a year, they're trying to get more shows out to make more money to make up for it. And he goes, they're just scheduling the stuff to where, now he goes, they're creating a problem to where, my customers will be looking for me to be at this one location or area at a certain time, like traditionally. And now he's running a thing every month. And if I go with the one promoter, I'm going to not go with the other group. And then he goes, my customers get confused on where I'm going to be or what show I'm going to be at. And then they stop going to the show. And that's true. And this show here is its own little entity in that location, much like the Greensboro show I used to go to. It was twice a year. And you just went there. Okay, and that's all they did. This did not go from locale to locale. That was located in one spot. Same with this one. And it's 4 times a year, and they have a good turnout. Okay, you get a lot of decent vendors. I mean, this was actually a gun show. There was like two, maybe three people selling knives or souvenirs. One guy selling pain relief cream, and there were knives. Mostly the other vendors that weren't selling guns were selling knives, and a few of them, just selling the scopes and other accessories, but not as bad as it was. I'd say very, very small percentage. A lot of dealers, a lot of gun dealers. Well, Diamondback 460. Oh, all right, 4 to 12, 40 mil. Well, I don't know. I didn't select them. Craft, yeah, jerky tables, all that other stuff. Yep, all that other stuff. You just need to shoot 25 yards. Well, that's good. That's good. All right, it could be. I really don't fool with knives or have any idea what the prices are on them, but yeah, some of them can get a bit on the high end. All right, so that's still stuck in limbo. Your gun's still out there somewhere. That sucks. Are they ever going to settle the strike? Or because they were going to do how was it, the longshoreman? Yeah, the longshoreman strike. That was a big thing here right prior to the election. Somehow they averted that. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, they make too much money, they want more money. What it is, they're going to replace them with robots and fire them all, get rid of them. Okay. I mean, yeah, I go on strike too, but it's like the automated McDonald's. The guy goes, the economy's doing bad. And, you know, he goes, you're automating all this. He goes, you know, you're eliminating jobs. Doesn't that bother you? Well, no, it's good for things to get rid of people. Yeah, well, okay. I really don't know the reasoning there. You know, yeah, it's good for you and the company, but I don't know. Turdu. There you go. So yeah, he's behind the evil forces behind the postal strike. Oh well. Yeah, I've heard rumors. How true they are, I don't know. But yeah, I've heard rumors. Let's see, 1.4. Well, at least you'll get your packages faster. You know, yeah, and get rid of some people. 1.4 million. Cut the workforce in half. Yep. But if people don't work, I don't know how they'll be able to afford to order anything from them. Must be something I'm missing. The whole game plan here. Let's see. HMS Cowboy loads 1,300 feet in a trapdoor. Don't know who HSM is, and 1,300 feet per second is about the max in a trapdoor. And are you talking about a repro, or are you talking about an old one? Because the groove diameter bores and that are all different. And if you're using a more modern gun with the newer rifling size, which is narrower and smaller for like a jacketed bullet, there's a lot of things that can change that. But 1,300 is about the max for a 450 grain bullet. You really don't. That's about what the sights are regulated for too. That is the 5070. I'm not quite sure what the specs were. Damn, legs are starting to kill me. On the different 4570s, there's a 450 grain, and then they ended up with the 1888, which was the 500 grain miniature school bus they launched out of there. So yeah. Well, I don't know, guys. My legs are getting stiff. I got to get up and go walk around. And damn things hurt too, so getting old sucks. Might have to wrap this up and see you fellas next Sunday, as usual. That's what we're going to do now. And I'll try to work on that Gun Geeks video. So you want to peek up inside there. All right, I can do it. Even though it's a short one, I'll send you an email or something when I get it up for you. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Joel. Yeah, it was good, but we got next Sunday to look forward to. All right, guys. Thank you and see you later.